The family recipe book contained a photograph nobody recognized. I found it while cleaning out my grandmother's cottage after she passed away. The book had been in our family for generations. Its pages were filled with handwritten recipes, faded notes, and food stains from decades of use. But tucked between two pages was a small black and white photograph. It showed a young woman smiling at the camera. The strange thing was that nobody knew who she was. I asked my mother. She had no idea. My uncle didn't recognize her either. Even older relatives were confused. Yet the photo had clearly been important enough for someone to hide inside the family's most treasured book. That mystery stayed in my mind for weeks. Then I noticed something written on the back. Just 2 words. Thank you. No name. No date. Nothing else. Curious, I started digging through old family records and speaking to elderly neighbors who had known my grandmother as a child. Most remembered very little. Then one woman paused when she saw the photograph. "I know her," she said quietly. Her name was Edith, and what she told me changed everything. During the war, my great-grandparents had been separated for long periods. Work, evacuation, and shortages made life incredibly difficult. For nearly 3 years, my grandmother had lived with Edith, not as a guest. As a child, she practically helped raise. Edith fed her, cared for her, and gave her a safe place when the family was struggling to survive. When the war ended, my grandmother returned home. Life moved on. Years passed, and somehow Edith's story slowly disappeared from family memory. But my grandmother never forgot. The recipe book suddenly made sense. Many of the recipes inside weren't family recipes at all. They had belonged to Edith. The photograph had been hidden there all along because every time my grandmother cooked from that book, she was remembering the woman who helped raise her. I later found one final note tucked inside the back cover. In my grandmother's handwriting, it simply said, "Some people become family without sharing your name." The photograph was returned to the recipe book, exactly where it had been found. Not because we finally knew who she was, but because we finally understood why she mattered. Sometimes the most important people in our lives are the ones history almost forgets. Do you think families should do more to preserve stories like Edith's?